All right, ready? I don't care about your feelings.
That was so odd. You'd be left of Lenin.
I can't believe you said that. Oh, jeez.
You have no power here.
What? Just two brothers.
It's just two brothers.
Anyway, moving down the list. Yeah, she's on here. She's on here. Now again on November 20th, the amazing Lori Beetlejuice Lightfoot violates a mask mandate again. She's seen...
Who said it three times in Chicago? Come on.
I don't know. Something. Yeah, she's stuck there now. But she's yelling into that blowhorn after the Biden victory, into that bullhorn. You know, that was all over the news. She's just... I mean, people were standing all around her, you know, but I mean, she doesn't care. She doesn't care about those people or the rules or, well, any of that. I mean, it's completely irrelevant.
Can you think of a better way to send COVID to a group of people than blowing in a blowhorn?
Yeah, I just...
Here you go. Oh, funny. Coming after that, it's still in November though. Muriel Bowser, Washington D.C. mayor, decides that she's going to violate her own mandate by dipping out to Biden's victory party. So yeah, we see some people, you know, not even violating their own rules, because I assume that their rules were meant for everyone else, but not for them. So she decided that she's going to take advantage of her privilege, and she's going to jet out to, where was it, Maryland? No, Delaware. Yeah, Delaware.
By her own order, Delaware was a high-risk state that required quarantine. Like, if you go to Delaware, you got to come back and quarantine for 2 weeks and whatever. But since it was... you know, the Biden party, his you know, victory party, you know, that means that there's no COVID there, so she was okay to go.
Oh yeah, man, that is rich.
It's just like COVID can't be on a private jet.
Everybody knows COVID does not attack high-level Democrats.
We're gonna go talk about Newsom in California now.
Coming after that was the infamous French Laundry that he nearly got recalled for. Well, I'm sure that's not it, but I believe his poll numbers immediately dropped after the French Laundry incident. So, I mean, does this even need more explaining? He decided to go out to the French Laundry for dinner right after imposing his lockdowns. And yeah, do you remember how much a plate was at the French Laundry?
No, I don't remember, but I know that it was a dinner for some lobbyist. So again, you know, we can go ahead and do that, but you know, all these small businesses and whatnot, you know, we gotta shut them down. And but Gavin Newsom, man, you know, he's immune to everything. He's immune to recalls as well.
Apparently. Gosh. Newsolini. Man, he does well.
How do you think he'll fare in the next election? Do you think he'll really...
Next California?
I think he'll be fine, honestly. I think he'll just...
Yeah, it seems like he's got a pretty strong grip on the state. You know, honestly, California might as well just be the USSR of the United States, because that's what they are.
We should build a wall around it.
They would probably be against that.
They're against everything. The only thing that they're for is complete insanity. That's it. They don't go for anything else. Just think of that. They could have had Larry Elder instead of Gavin Newsom.
That would have been so awesome.
That is... I mean, you just turned down a pro athlete for a JV B team that doesn't even start.
Almost even worse than that. I like the comparison that you're going with there, but it's almost even worse than that because he seems to almost deliberately want to turn California into a hellhole. More than it is, I mean.
Well, the California politicians are doing a bang-up job. Absolutely just a bang-up job. You know? You can't go into a restaurant, but you're free to take a dump out on the sidewalk in front of it.
Oh, speaking of California, that brings us to our next example. Still in California, we're talking about Sheila Kuehl, who was a LA County supervisor. She violates her own vote hours later by going to out to eat at a outdoor dining in LA after she voted to close outdoor dining.
Yeah, which affected 31,000 restaurants. And it's amazing. It's amazing her efficiency. I mean, she didn't want to let any time go between making the order and then violating her own rules with no repercussion. That's the one reoccurring theme you're going to have here is there was no repercussion. Some people kind of called them out on this stuff, but hey, they can do it. They're Democrats. They get a free pass. But she did it with just expedited efficiency.
Do you think she, while she was voting, she's like, oh, should I do this? Man, but those fries are pretty good. Like, I'm going to have to dip out of here right now to go.
There's a possibility that she didn't understand it. She could have been like, oh, yeah, those people shouldn't do that. Where should I go for lunch? Like, just straight up, like, in her mind, just literally thinking that these rules are for all the underlings. That they just doesn't apply to her whatsoever. I mean, I could see that happen.
Do you think, like, she voted, she's like, yeah, they shouldn't do that, and then she's like, oh, crap, but that means my fries that I really wanted, I'm gonna have to go right now.
No, I think she knew it. I would go with that she had it in her mind that it didn't apply to her from the beginning.
Well, I mean...
That's how these people operate.
Does the shoe fit? Yes. Yes, it does.
All right, let's move on to December. We're going to stay in California here for a little bit. Talk about San Francisco Mayor London Breed. Had their own French Laundry party. Now, that's the name of a restaurant in California. Yeah,
it's a pretty famous one, too. It's
for those...
Oh, I forget whose it is. Yeah, he's a very good chef.
It's like a celebrity chef's place. A chef, for those of you in Portland, is somebody who cooks food for a living. But anyway, so the San Francisco mayor also books a dinner party there, and goes there with a bunch of his cohorts. I would suspect old Newsom was there himself. I would guess. I don't know this for sure, but I'm gonna guess that he was there. It says here that he took a few days off after Election Day and joined 7 others the night of November. Oh, this was in November. Of November 7th.
Oh, no. So here's what happened. This happened in November, but the story didn't, catch up until December. Exactly. That's what happened. Because this happened, I believe, the day after Newsom's visit to the French Laundry. Yeah. Yep. That's how that went. Man, French Laundry must be good.
I would suspect so. I mean, you have a celebrity chef cooking, Do we have another story from California? Wow, we just hit 3 or 4 in a row here, didn't we? We just December, Sam Liccardo, he's the mayor of San Jose. He goes, oh yeah, that's right. He got caught attending a Thanksgiving meal with his family. After they said that you can't have more than however many people, whatever, the gathering rules, putting a restriction on how many people can come to your own flipping house.
We have this as in December, but the story, broke in December. This happened, obviously.
Right. Well, this is him coming out and apologizing. It says, in a written statement, Liccardo confirmed he and his wife were at his parents' home for Thanksgiving at an outdoor dinner on their patio where 8 people from 5 different households were in attendance. But he does go to say that those attending had their masks on while they were not eating. And most of the family members stayed home just out of caution. That reeks of BS all over the place. You know, the nosy neighbor next door used the hotline and turned him in. Is what happened. I think it's great that he had to release a statement apologizing for going to his parents' house for Thanksgiving. Think of how ridiculous that sounds. How utterly ludicrous the idea is that that's something that you need to apologize for. That's absolute stupidity. On an up note, it was his own stupid rule. So there you have it.
Well, I feel like the he's just applying the do and ask for forgiveness rather than permission, right? Because everybody knows what the answer would be. But we just should have assumed that his rule meant everyone else, you're too stupid to understand what to do, so he has to tell you. And then, he didn't mean him.
Oh, I absolutely believe in those people's minds when they vote on those rules and different things like that is the thought process that they have. I absolutely believe that that's a thought process that they have.